clean air, clean water, medicine, materials for craft, furniture, paper, wild meat. All are possible because of the existence of forests. Whenever we hear the word forest, we usually think of lots and lots of trees. In fact, here in Guyana, we usually refer to our forested areas as the bush. But forests are more than just trees. Forests comprise the different species of plants, animals, and microorganisms that live in the soil, on the story, and canopy. The interaction of these species ensures that life on Earth is sustained. Forests play an integral role in helping to fight climate change since they store carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas. They also ensure we get water of a good quality to drink and utilize for our everyday chores. Moreover, forests provide us with medicines that can be used to treat a variety of illnesses. In our forests, we also find valuable minerals such as gold and diamonds. Without forests, it is safe to say that human life would not exist. In fact, there are a particular set of people who depend entirely on the forest for their survival. All across the world, including here in Guyana, forests are inhabited predominantly by indigenous peoples who depend on the resources within forests to provide for their basic needs. Our indigenous peoples have lived in harmony with nature for hundreds of years, and their lifestyle has helped to maintain the integrity of the forest while utilizing the resources found there. Forests also support many livelihoods. Craftsmen and women, loggers, trappers, hunters, and exporters are some examples of persons whose livelihoods revolve around utilizing forest resources. Meanwhile, tour guides and others from communities that practice ecotourism gain their income through the preservation of the forest as an attraction to tourists. Sadly, the wanton destruction of our forests has been fueled by the attempts to cater to the needs of mankind. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, it is estimated that 420 million hectares of forests have been lost through conversion to other land uses since 1990. Activities such as agricultural expansion and mining are the chief contributors to this issue. This has led to further environmental problems such as climate change, reduced water quality, and habitat loss, which in turn leads to biodiversity loss. Therefore, to ensure we continue to reap the benefits that our forests offer, we must take action. At the Guyana Wildlife Conservation and Management Commission, we aid in forest conservation by implementing the Wildlife Conservation and Sustainable Use Regulations under the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act 2016, which outlines protected species that cannot be harvested, gives the Commission the power to schedule closed and open seasons, and requires persons to be licensed before engaging in the wildlife trade. To this end, the GWCMC will be rolling out a suite of licenses to govern the domestic wildlife trade. These licenses are the Wildlife Trapping License, which applies to persons who harvest wildlife species from the natural environment for subsistence use or for sale. The Wildlife Collecting License, which applies to persons who extract wildlife species in whole or in part and transports these species for sale. The Wildlife Commercial License, which applies to persons who sell wild meat or live animals. The Wildlife Recreational License, which applies to persons who hunt for personal pleasure. The Wildlife Captive License, which applies to individuals or institutions who house species of wildlife for the purpose of captive breeding, ranching, or pleasure. And the Special Wildlife License, which applies to individuals or institutions who hold wildlife for scientific research and collection purposes. In addition to the GWCMC, agencies such as the Protected Areas Commission, Environmental Protection Agency, Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, and Guyana Forestry Commission have the mandate to oversee the management of our forest and forest resources. However, forest protection is more than just about managing forest resources effectively. It involves eating healthier meals, reducing wastage of food, supporting the legal wildlife trade, respecting closed seasons, and allocated quotas for wildlife. As we celebrate World Wildlife Day 2021 under the theme Forests and Livelihoods, Sustaining People and the Planet, we urge all residents to contemplate on the importance of the forest in sustaining all life on Earth, and to take stock of their actions and ensure we all contribute positively to the preservation of our forests so that life on Earth can be sustained.